One of the core messages of the Bhagavad Gita is that the leader must be devoted to his purpose of life. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose had just one purpose. He must fight for the total freedom of his country. For this, he was prepared to sacrifice everything, even his life. Within 9 months of his arrival in Singapore, Netaji had reorganized the INA and moved it from Malaya via Thailand and Burma up to the Indian border. He had actually led it across the frontier and brought it into the Indian soil, an astounding feat even for Netaji. Between the time he shifted his headquarters to Rangoon and the INA's historic crossing over to Burma-India border, Netaji has put through a gigantic expansion of the Indian Independence League. He also expanded the provisional government by creating portfolios of supply, manpower, and revenue. 12 more departments were added to the League headquarters to cope up with the phenomenal increase in its activity as the channel for the execution of the provisional government's program of total mobilization of money, materials, and manpower. A Rani of Jhansi regiment camp was opened in Rangoon, and the camps were opened all over East Asia for the speedy training of Indian civilian youth. These camps turned out soldiers by thousands after intensive military training. Netaji established the first National Bank of Azad Hind in Rangoon on 5th April 1944, and the same day he left for the fighting front and moved his headquarters nearing the firing line. This time, he took with him a contingent of fully trained and equipped Ranis of Jhansi. Meanwhile, the INA was fighting freedom's battle on 8 sectors of Burma-India border, on the plains of Imphal and in the neighborhood of Kohima. In a matter of hours, news was expected of the fall of Imphal to India's Army of Liberation. This would have meant death knell for the British Empire in India. But fate willed otherwise. The liberation forces were halted within 3 miles of Imphal. They lacked air cover while the enemy, in a desperate last-ditch stand, poured reinforcement into Imphal by air. Lord Mountbatten had ordered the defense of Imphal at all costs. The torrential rains of Burma submerged the Indian supply lines. The INA was ordered to withdraw, but only to prepare for the next attack on Imphal. This debacle happened in June-July 1944, and the wounded and dying heroes, many in tatters and more suffering from acute malaria and dysentery, began trekking back to Mandalay and Rangoon. Preparations for the next attack on Imphal absorbed the energy and time of the INA as well as the civilians came forward with renewed enthusiasm to increase their war effort tenfold. At the same time, the tide steadily turned against the Liberation Army. The sheer superiority in air support and mechanized equipment, the enemy relentlessly smashing his way through the Maitila and heading towards Pyanma and of course ultimately onward to Rangoon.